Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been some time since I dropped a YouTube video, and with that time, we have seen the rise of a new battle pass, the Brawlhalla battle pass. We have the galactic battle between Artemis and Orion. Now, I was thinking about doing like a whole review on it, but I'll think about it. I might do it anyway, and like just my thoughts on it and whatnot. But that's not today's, that's not today's video. That's not for today. Today, we have got a Midnight Toxic Brawl. And just for the occasion, gotta show off some Artemis. So, the main topic of this video is the reason why I completed the 100 ranked wins in one stream. So, if you guys did not know, there is a challenge in the Battle Pass where you have to get 100 ranked wins in order to upgrade your podium from level 1 to level 2. So about half an hour before the stream, I ended up saying, do you know what? Should I just go for this? And Ty agreed, and yeah, that's basically how the idea was born. I genuinely didn't give it much thought. My spirits were pretty high, to be honest, and yeah, I just went, F it, let me go for this thing. And, I don't blame myself for going for it, because I think it taught me a fair bit about myself. I kind of learned that my mind has new limits. Like, I think, talking about the general experience, right? I'd say up until about 50 games, my spirit stayed pretty high. Like, I was pretty confident. I was pretty happy with how the games were going. I was doing good. Like, I genuinely, like, my mindset was like still in a pretty good place. I was pretty confident that I could get this done. Now, time-wise, yeah. So I started streaming at 8 p.m. and I expected myself to complete this challenge between 4 to 6 p.m. So, I think that's about 8 to 12 hours, I'd say. No, I can't do maths. I'm trying to think whilst playing. 4 a.m. is about, yeah, 8 to 12 hours, I think. I don't know. I'm still trying to regain back all the brain cells that I probably have partially lost in this process. Wow. And yeah, I was completely wrong. Actually, no, I know I've definitely done the math wrong. But yeah, I was completely wrong. I ended up completing this challenge at about 11 a.m. 11 a.m. 8 p.m. to 11 a.m. and it took about 11 and a half hours to get it done. It took, I think the official time was about 14 and a half hours. Wow. And yeah, I say my hardest games were definitely between 50 and 70. So 50 to 75 were probably where I had it the toughest. Right, I'm gonna split this over 2 games, but yeah, it's definitely where I had it the toughest. Now, the reason why I found it the toughest between these times is because the fact that my mindset definitely, or my motivation definitely did start to deteriorate. Oh, I thought I had this map banned. I hate this map. I always have to re-ban it because of the fact that I hate it. But yeah. Long story short, I think between like 50 and 70 wins, I started to give up. Or not start to give up, but the idea of giving up kind of started to reach my mind. And I think it was just because my mind was still trying to acknowledge how many wins. My mind was trying to acknowledge how many wins I had left rather than how many wins I had already accomplished. And I think the problem with that is if you try and look at what's left or what's yet to come, you're going to be too focused on it when you should be focused on what you already have done and what you should continue doing. And yeah, that's just focus on your current negatives rather than what could happen in the long term. But yeah, I think between like 55 and 75 wins, I really did start to consider, like, for the most part, my spirits were pretty high, I'm being honest to you, but it weren't till about those wins where I genuinely did consider the idea of giving up. Was I going to? No, because I started to focus more on like, okay, well, no, I've had 55 wins so far. Why on earth would I ever give up here? I can't believe I made that back. But yeah, I think once I got past those wins and I realized that there were very few games left, that point my spirits kind of came back up. And it's funny because I think around like 11 o'clock, so this is around like the final 10, 15 wins or so. I remember seeing Josh's tweets talking about Cuphead, and he made a tweet about Cuphead and then made a tweet about Persona 5. And I was like, bro, I'm still playing and this guy's just woken up. This is insane. This is outrageous. But overall, I mean, I enjoyed the new experience, right? I enjoyed it. Like, it got to about 11 p.m. and I think I ended up going to sleep like maybe half an hour later. I woke up at basically 5 p.m. So yeah, I got a good few hours of sleep, and I'm happy I went through it, but I'm more happy with the fact that I actually succeeded it, because of the fact that it really opened my eyes in the sense of it showed me that I genuinely, like, sometimes am pushing limits that I myself couldn't even see. Because, like I say again, once I got between like 50 and 75 wins, I was starting to consider the idea of giving up. And my mind was telling me, you know what, it wouldn't actually be too bad if we did. But I kept on going, and my spirits came back up. I mean, look, it got to a point where I drank coffee. I only ended up drinking one cup of coffee, but I ended up drinking coffee, and I don't drink coffee. I prefer tea way more than coffee, and I genuinely had to drink coffee to keep myself awake. Um, but yeah, it was overall the experience. Physically, my body, like, it was draining. I sat down for 14 minutes. I had the reason why it took so long in terms of 14 hours, I think 14 hours for 100 wins, it's not that bad, but at the same time, it is still kind of a long time, is because, like, I think every 10 to 20 wins, if you have, like, if you watch the stream back, um, I, like, started to take breaks. Like, it got to a point where I had to take breaks because I was like, okay, like, I need to enjoy myself a bit. I need to, go on my phone. I need to actually, like, refresh my mind and allow myself to, like, just not kind of lose myself and whatnot. But yeah, the entire experience, I just adored. See, like, again, it taught me a lot about myself. And once again, I thank everyone who came through, either trying to help me or support and watched out. Yeah, I loved it. I loved every single second of it. Even though my body may have not loved it, I loved it, and it really opened my eyes to what my limits are. But yeah, this has been your boy Genzo, and I'll see you guys all next time. Later.